NIR Media, the future of entertainment.
Mokgale o le motheo.
Yeah.
O juni le ntho. Kwere teng.
Yeah. Muteo TVET College Choir. I was singing for Muteo TVET College Choir from 2018. And then 2019.
Okay.
2019. And then I left last year.
Okay.
So now I'm singing for CUT Choir.
Okay.
Central University of Technology. Now, people will ask, you're supposed to be focusing on, studio and stuff like that. If you want to be famous, like I said, I'm not doing this for fame. I'm just doing this because I love to sing. That's what I love to do. Now, Moteo, man, there are a lot of issues, man. There are a lot of issues. My main worry or my main, I don't know how to put it, but black people have a problem, Joe.
With what?
Black people have a problem. I got an opportunity to live around white people and black people.
Yeah.
Black people have a problem. White people, they know that they're not stuck to one norm, basically.
Yeah.
They make things work. They have discipline. They know what they want. And a white person doesn't screw over another white person.
Yep.
It's very difficult to see that. Now I'm a gospel artist. Whatever that I see, the way it is, I have to tell it the way it is.
Okay.
Black people screw over other black people. The largest popularity in South Africa is black people. The poorest is black people. When you get to sit down with white people, we would have conversations like, "Yo, dog, I'm going to my father's farm. I'm going to work." And that conversation was like in Grand Como. That was like under 16, playing rugby.
Oh, yeah.
You get to meet people like white people from Greek college, advantaged people.
Yeah.
They would tell you that, even I might seem advantaged, but I'm not advantaged because of my parents or stuff like that. I work for everything that I have. My parents give me an opportunity. Now, black people parents, you will never hear that, dog. From black people's parents, they don't trust their children when they're in grade 10. And then you get a white parent who gives his or her child a car at grade 10 to go to school. That's a simple example. That's how white people teach their children responsibility. A child will tell you that I'm going to a farm. I know. A white child will tell you that I know after my parents die, I'm going to inherit that. A black child will never tell you that. There's a reason why black children are as broken as they are. Because of parents. I'm not going to lie. Our parents, they feel as if like we are growing up on their behalf. Or they are parents to us on our behalf. They feel as if like they want to live our life for us. And honestly saying, it's not going to happen. The time when they were growing up is not the same as now. That's what I always tell even my parents, that the time that you guys were growing up is not the same as now. That's what white people got, that the time that children are growing now is not the same as before. That's why you get that, for an example, typical example, black parents will tell you that well, and then you get that white people, they never gave their children hidings. Even in the past, they never gave their children hidings. But corona no. That's why Basile so no. It's because of the society itself. The society itself, from the top, everything that happens at the top, affect about what class. You get, that's why children don't have dreams, no. Children dream no about no. Bana. There's a video that was trending. Yeah, Banaba grade 5. But we were happy. They were smoking happily, sitting in the park. So you can imagine one early grade 5, cool, happily parky. Now, when you're a black child and then you come to realize that I go apply for a job, I have qualification, but I don't get that specific job. How are you supposed to prosper? What are you going to say to yourself? It's draining as it is. Black people, like, black people are honestly destroying each other within the choir. That's like, it's that dangerous. If you get to check your Sasuke competitions and your NCF competitions and your Lekma competitions, Hakma competitions, we sing Rabina da. No, you should ask yourself a question. Why Okona Hunkua another learner to go to CUT Kabazar ya cricket? But also Hunkua another learner to go to CUT Kabazar ya choir. Cricket and choir the extramural activity they all like did fall under art. So why hosa khonungwa another learner for remona since wela ubina ga utla for like you excelling dog cloka CUT so that you can build the choir. Hakma competitions you see it's like waste of money dog because of everything it's being held by black people. That's why it's waste of money. We go to competition, we're gonna rehearse for 5 months. Radio competition. You rehearse 5 months for peanuts paid. Like that's how wasteful it is. Le rehearse month 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Month 6, let competition in lobby. And if it had competition in lobby na peanuts paid, only 2 songs, dog. For 4 minutes. The group you get your vow, you get your Gauteng choristas, dingata. I think because the section the 3, ne? Okay. You get your large standard maharing and then development D3. So each and every standard in a little group that I think a standard section the query woman 1918 and then large I think 9 or 10 and then car development so it's a lot of choirs. You get given the same songs. You get to choose you understand? Yeah. So now my question is why can't it be that if these people see that okay, from Moteo for an example, from Moteo there's this guy who is singing solo, he's good. Why can't that specific people say that USA to go study music? We like this is there are a lot of people who can sing, dog. They've been singing. You get your this group what's this Belcanto Voices. It's an old group from Bloemfontein. A lot of people know it. It was good. Like it was good. It was conducted by Memangat. It was good. Now the group died. Why couldn't people say, okay, Sharp, let's save this group? Why couldn't people say that let's take all these people who are singing there? Balo study USA. Like why? Music as it is. Because of Rabatwawatu. And choral music is South Africa is dominated by black people. Because of dominated by Rabatwawatu. Cool. They're still gonna come. But competition is without any why? But if you were to go like cricket, because of it's white people there, I can Wadala you good. They're gonna say Ramunka. They take you and you're gonna go places. That's how it is. Talent shouldn't be how can I put it? Also talent I feel like it should be the same. You should weigh a person at Alang cricket the same as the person at Alang rugby. The person at Alang rugby the same as Muto Abi Nelang choir. You know, at the end of the day, talent is talent. So, it's because of that same thing. Now, honestly saying, I felt as if like, okay, Sharp, here, we've been doing the same thing over and over. It becomes boring though. It becomes boring. Every day. Camp, long rehearsals and stuff like that, you know. What's about you know, it's a long process. But if it was done the right way, if this whole music thing from high school, bana ba rata music, ba tseba music, a person who knows this go motho a tsebang scale a hlamana o fitla go wena nketsetse si into scale sa C o tlo se etsa you know without a doubt motho a tsebang go bala le dibar on a paper motho a tsebang go bala for go cash up this specific song it's on this key. If from the beginning bana betsa jolo I can promise ne re sa tlo hloka 5 months to practice for competition one if bana betsa jolo if khwera ka fela bana ba teng ba tseba bala music you gonna o tlo nga kgwedi dog you gonna take 1 month pina eo bana ba itse ba ga di competition re lo bi if in a further go happy so a lot of people ba qetela ba nyahama on the way because of their like man music ke music se ke na se ke for fun una batho a person o mothatsa ba go bina o utlwa lona for motho o ntse ba bina ba bolela ba music ke hobby I've started taking it as a hobby and which is wrong it's not supposed to be a hobby it's supposed to be something eloreng how fetsa o bina ha re di competitioning o botse ba for di scout di tenda you know what's all I have to give it my all di scout di teng le nna ke batla scout wa ke USA ke lo study music imagine o ka ba mona tjwang ya USA o lo study ntho e rata like you get to sing the whole day like that's your subject you sing wabina ke subject how the whole day the whole term the whole year you get just on ntho e rata not kwena lo etsa ntho what's this economics but you sing a dog always economics you lo pressure ka dibuka you know get into way it's a lot of stress man so hence I feel like now I have no faith whatsoever in black people and there will never be a time whereby I have faith in black people because motho mo tsaka o jikela at anytime I even so I got to work ne there was a restaurant that I was working at the manager of that restaurant was black a lady I got to experience that you know what black people are actually cool. Now these restaurants that in Bloemfontein there are 4 restaurants of this type of restaurant but they're in different places when we went to another branch it was white people when you get into the kitchen you could feel that man, this is nice the environment is nice you know it's that restaurant where you just order you get your food now you don't wait you know you order you get your food now you have to understand with you ordering and getting your food now what happens in the kitchen obviously in the kitchen is you know why you are kitchen you get to Ospan now understand but when you go back to your restaurant like we were exploited in terms of you get to do 3 people's job but you are one person getting paid for one person magotsa mesebetsi ya batho ba 3 that's when I saw that you know what hai batho ba tswa ikona ba bona diphaka fela o hlaya ra for ha o khumisa nto maintenance you get to go to maintenance truck I fitla wa thaola maintenance thaola no ukana for no I'm done you know my work is done because of they'll tell you I'll go in the kitchen you go work in the kitchen that's how hectic it was because of it was held by black people white people are people who are cautious man they're cautious in terms of what's this they're cautious in terms of PPPs you know when you do your what's this electrical engineering and civil and stuff like that there are these things we call hazards they are cautious they know that if this specific person works in the fridge and goes to work at the stove utokula I mean it's common sense if ke sebetsa ka fridge mbe ke a stove ke tlokula because of kimchiso I understand they would say that okay sharp let's hire 2 people we're going to hire 1 person to work there at the stove we're going to hire 1 person to work in the fridge simba twa batho lo sepana ka fridge ngara o fetse o boya da that's how it is you get to wetsa mesebetsi a2 you wetsa mesebetsi a2 at the same time wow that's how like I see the whole everything from Moteo me going to COT and everything but one thing that I know is that black people will always be black people once you get a position you forget about go to one day you forget there's people always say that I know there's this saying don't forget where you're coming from you know doesn't exist once I know that ke a kena ka office ngara se gidula I can promise you even if my secretary is black ke tlo mo roma like no other business go ke batla mo utlwisa for go o chasa ka se you know ke nano this is me it's boo now and there's nothing that you can do about it that's how like I feel black people man sometimes I tend to sit down and I was like if only I was white hell I wouldn't be here dog if I was white I can promise you I wouldn't be here. I think a lot of opportunities would have come. Maybe a lot of things would have changed, It's rare that you'd see a homeless white person. Yes, there are homeless white people. I'm not saying that there are no homeless. There are homeless white people, but you see more black people instead of white people. You see more black people instead of white people. That's how far it has came. But no matter what, man, we have to get used to it. There's nothing that we can do about it. That's how it is. This is the world that we live in. This is the world that we chose for ourselves. That's why when the Carnegie man, this white president, actually, Carnegie man, the one who changed apartheid. Yeah, that president. That's why he untito apology that he apologized for the apartheid and stuff like that, But he knows. Come on, dog. He knows it. At the bottom of his heart, what's Nzaka? Yeah. Black people. Yeah, Nzaka, he knows. Look at what the world has come to. Look at it, man. Like, I feel like the world is ending. I got to blame dog. We've come to a point where it's load shedding. How did we get to a point that it's load shedding? And how did we get to a point where South Africa owes another country money? Like a country owes another country money. We get to borrow money from other countries. How did we get to that situation? Sometimes people must tend, like, regular fights and ask ourselves the question is, for how did we get to a point whereby I personally believe that if you are a president of a country, you should know that you should be educated enough to know that I should take this into how can I put it? You should know that at the end of the day, now as a president, if you know that what are you gonna do after that to ensure that you should know that electricity is as a president, what are you doing to ensure that electricity is in a country? But load shedding, next to Eastern Cape, corner dog. Even data dog. Data. Data patalang. It's expensive. It's expensive. And in other countries they don't pay for data. In China they don't pay for data. Patali data. But I'm a fella kill Wi-Fi whole. Data is mahala. It's free. Konaka he 1 gig, give him 100 rand at telecom, give him 100 rand. It's that kind of a country that we live in, that kind of a world that we live in. That's why people from South Africa, your Trevor Noah, your Black Coffee, they went overseas. They experienced the overseas life. They were like, I'm not going back there. There's no way that I'm going back there. People overseas, they cut costs. But South Africa, a black person, I'm to bicycle, so it's no use as one person trying to change the world. What are you gonna do? Succeed again. Will tell you, your friend will tell you straight for him. If my father when and then you have good pure intentions that let me try to change the world, stuff. Street for Assad. That's how black people talk. But at the end of the day, one thing that people don't understand, going back to the whole gospel thing, at the end of the day, people don't understand that this, like, it's your flesh, man. It's your flesh, it's gonna, at the end of the day, you're gonna die. This world, it's not a place where you're gonna stay forever. There's an eternal place. It is said that everything that has a start has an end. Now you have to ask yourself necessary questions of where am I gonna end? At the end of the day, where am I gonna end? You're gonna die. You should also ask yourself, and like about how guy. You must ask. Just sit down and ask. Okay, Shab, when people die, where do they go? I always hear about afterlife. That afterlife, what is it gonna be like? We always hear, some people who say it's stories by the Bible. There are people who say that they use story feel. Not you believe. That's the world that we live in. People are, but by inject other things into other people's minds. You might get that you are a strong believer in God, but because of matter how is not a believer. Why am I gonna just want it's a wine? That's your typical black people. So why am I gonna just want it's a wine? Why eat? So how you understand? And at the same time, you get an argument. People say that the Bible says your body is the temple of Christ. It's a whole argument and stuff like that. Now what I believe is that the way you live is the way you're gonna live in the afterlife, because of I believe that people are given an opportunity, to redeem yourself. You're given an opportunity to try to change, to try to see how can you, live your life to please God. And no one is perfect. That's what I like about the whole Christianity thing. No one is perfect. And there's never been a time whereby God said that you are supposed to be perfect. How na mo ibuang Bible go be perfect lo kenela hodimo? No. All you have to do is try. All you have to do is try and show genuineness that, what, I'm trying to change and I am going to change. God already is only 50%. God will do the other 50%. With that being said, with the way people live, honestly saying, I don't see a future, man, for this country. I honestly don't see a future for this country. And in all honesty, I feel like the world is coming to an end because God himself doesn't see a future for this world. Imagine it's 2022. If we carry on the same way we are carrying on right now, what's going to happen, man, in 10 years? Everything has changed from 2010 to 2020. It was the World Cup 2010. We were happy and everything. So you can imagine how things escalated from 2010 to 2020. So imagine from 2020 to 2030 how things are going to be. People are always saying that they're going to be flying cars. Flying cars from where? Hi. Play draw already.
NIR Media, the future of entertainment.